Right, so if you've ever thought about quitting your job to follow your passion or start a business or anything like that, then you're going to want to watch this clip from my conversation with James Hoffman. If you don't know James, he's one of the world's most famous and respected people in the world of coffee, and he's managed to turn his passion and hobby for coffee into a thriving business with an enormous following on YouTube, along with a coffee roasting business, along with a coffee shop, along with like a best-selling book. And we talk a little bit into how money falls into the equation of quitting your job compared to things like meaning and altruism and learning and purpose and all that other kind of stuff. I hope you enjoy the clip. How important do you think it is if, let's say, someone wants to quit the job and start a business today, for them to have a wider altruistic somewhat vision behind it that's other than, I need a business to make money because I want to try and quit my job and do something that's fun?
If they wish to derive satisfaction from the work they do, I think it's essential. Because earning from, it's for a certain sort of mind, just extracting wealth is satisfying. They see the number get bigger and that's satisfying enough. But for most people, it's quite hollow and empty and unsatisfying. And they end up doing work they don't like because the number goes up, but they don't feel good about it and they look for something else. So I think having a purpose or a meaning behind it, for me, is essential. Like, what am I, you know what I mean? I don't really believe in legacy, but I think it's a shame not to leave something better than you found it. That seems, you know what I mean? Like, this the decent thing to do. So I want to improve things or have a positive impact. And so that's driving a lot of the decisions I might make around starting businesses or doing stuff like that. And I would say the people who enjoy their work the most, I've met miserable billionaires. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, miserable people, because they're just, the number's very big. So what now? Slightly bigger? Like, what is that? That is, you know, they're just miserable. I have no aspiration for that. So yeah, for me, I think it's essential. If you want to enjoy the work you do and feel like it has meaning and purpose, there has to be vision.
Nice. And is this how you were feeling in the early days as well, or is this a philosophy that's developed over time?
That's a good question. I think, I'm aware that I grew up middle class, and so I grew up with a safety net in that I started a business and I was never going to go to zero. You know what I mean? And I think that's always worth noting in people like me who took risks, started businesses. There was a safety net. I was going to be okay. And I you know what I mean? That changes your relationship with money. I think if you don't have a safety net, then I'm much more open to the idea of like, no, I need money. I need to build my safety net because I don't have one. But I was aware I did. And so for me, I was a very passionate person about the product. I just really enjoy coffee. I get very excited about it. And so that was always a driver for me. But I also like learning stuff. And so, learning to build a business was satisfying, learning to sell or market or do the other things that went alongside that. So like with YouTube now, like learning to shoot better films, do better audio, light properly, all of those things. I enjoy that process. That's just part of me. I like the constant obsession. It's just very satisfying to get better at something. I like that. I'm always going to like that. It is what it is. So yeah, I think I wasn't super money focused. I didn't earn very much from the business for a long time. And even now, I think my because we've always been bootstrapped. So the coffee company is bootstrapped. Everything else has really been bootstrapped. I have left it in a lot of the time. Like I like, especially going into pandemics or going into whatever the economy is going to do now, having cash inside a business is a good thing to me. And that's just because I don't like to be responsible to other people, because I suppose I have a bit of a control freak aspect to me. And it's not I'm against investment or I'm against, raising money in different ways, but I just like the control. It's just how we've always done it. Like we've done everything out of cash from the beginning. And you would argue, and I would hear you and say you're probably right, that was not the best use of that money, that we could have borrowed, leveraged the business a little bit, borrowed a ton of cash, grown faster, done all those things. But if the goal is to make better stuff and feel good about it, then that was not a route we needed to go. So yeah, like historically, we can talk about money, I guess, a bit. I've never really pulled tons out of the business, which is maybe foolish. You know what I mean? I never really cashed the chips in, so to speak. But I'm interested in the businesses that I work with, doing the work and being long-term sustainable. Yeah. So yeah, that's been the general approach.
Interesting. Yeah, there's a good book by Matt Smokry, the great CEO within. One of the things he says is that he does a lot of coaching for like tech founders, Silicon Valley types, and he says that basically people want to work or start a business for three reasons: to make money, to have fun, and to help people. But if you ask them that if they could only pick one, it would be to make money. At that point, once they've ticked that box, if they could only pick one, it would be to have fun, generally. And once they've ticked those two boxes, at that point, people then shift to the helping people thing. And I think that's certainly true for me. Like, it's very nice that right now the thing that I'm doing does all three. But I think, yeah, when I was starting out, I was like, you know what, affiliate marketing, selling t-shirts on the internet, I'll do whatever I can to make money. Then it was, cool, I'm making money, now I'll do whatever I can to have fun while doing this. And it's only kind of now that I've done it for a few years that I'm now shifting to actually to realize this point about how having a wider mission is ultimately the thing that makes it most satisfying.
Yeah, I think purpose is kind of everything for me, and the bit, you know, I suppose I've have enough time to look back on. What are we, 13 years old or whatever else? Like it's the same. It's ultimately the same as YouTube metrics. Like, subscriber counts are deeply unsatisfying. Hitting 1 million subscribers isn't rewarding in any way. Not a single way. It's you know it's coming deep down when it happens, and then you're like, oh yeah, but it really doesn't feel like anything. And it's the same sort of thing for me in business. It's the same sort of thing. Like a big fat balance sheet at the end of it. Sure, good, fine, whatever. It's an indicator. Same as an audience, you could do something with it if you want to, but it's what you're going to do with it that's more interesting, more satisfying than the accrual of the number.
Hey friends, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this clip, then click here for the full unedited episode. And if you like that, then do please consider subscribing to the channel. It means a lot. Thank you so much and have a great day. Bye-bye.